Here we are, Southport Heritage Weekend, the 50th anniversary, with the original house diva.
Thank you, thank you.
Adeva.
Thank you, thank you.
Welcome along.
Thank you.
So tell me a bit about how you were right at the beginning of the house music explosion.
Oh, yes.
Right at the very beginning with big records like Respect.
Thank you.
I Want to Thank You, stuff like that. So how did you get into it? Where did it all come from?
Well, I had a friend who was doing auditions. They were trying to start out their own production company, and he held auditions in my hometown in New Jersey, and I went and auditioned, and as they say, the rest is history.
Were you into that kind of, were you into dance music and club music?
No, not at all. I hadn't even been to a club. I didn't even know what club music was because I come from a very religious background, and my parents were not trying to hear me going to clubs or doing anything outside of gospel music.
So were you singing in church and
Yes, yes.
growing up? And that's
Ever since I was a little girl.
Right, and that's where the vocals developed, the powerful vocal.
Yes.
So how did it feel then, doing a genre that you weren't really that familiar with?
Well, once I got into it and I started doing it, and I started doing shows and I started going to the studio, I mean, it just felt like second nature. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it.
And did it take off quite quickly?
It took off really quick, really, really quick. I didn't expect it to take off as quick as it did, but it did.
And so you got a deal and you released some music and you traveled the world, didn't you?
Oh, wow. I mean, I was blessed. I've traveled in places that I knew I would have never traveled in before if it wasn't for my music.
Because you, being at the early stages of all the whole house movement and the development, how was that? Did it feel like pioneering, which is
Well,
what it became?
in a way it did. In a way it did because, like I said, I had never been to clubs and didn't know what house music was until I started doing house music and hanging out in Chicago with Brian Stingley and Mike Dunn and Gershon Jackson and everybody like that. And I just love it. I love it.
And then how did it develop once you got into it and started doing it?
Well, once I got into it, I started working with Smack Productions, Mike Cameron, and we started doing music, and we did a remake of Aretha Franklin's Respect, and with Respect, it just took off. It took off from there, and I just started doing my Adeva album and my Love or Lust album with I Thank You, Warning, and, you know, in and out of my life.
And was it mainly in Europe you were doing? What was the feedback in the States?
Well, in the States it was good. It was really good. But internationally it was super. I mean, it was superb. It took off like Superman, you know, and I traveled all over the world.
And did that ever translate back into the States at all?
It did, in a way it did, because house music was considered gay music, you know, so it didn't take off as much as it did over here in the UK and abroad. But over in the United States I had pretty good success.
And you kept recording, you kept doing stuff, you keep performing. Are you still recording now?
Well, right now I've taken a leave right now, but I'm ready to get back in the studio and work with some producers, and I want to work on some good music. Still house music, but soulful, more soulful house.
And it feels like you're a regular here. I mean,
Thank you.
Southport, you're here all the time.
Yes.
Really warm reception you always get. You haven't performed yet, you're performing tomorrow, I believe.
Yes,
is that right?
I'm performing tomorrow.
You looking forward to that?
I am definitely looking forward to that because every time I come to Southport, the welcoming is so wonderful and the people are so wonderful, and I have a great time here every time I come.
And so what kind of stuff do you want to be recording moving forward? I mean, is it just house or other stuff? Or?
Well, it's other stuff because I enjoy all kinds of music from classical to house music. So whatever I can get my hands on and I feel that it's a good fit for me, that's what I would love to do. But I would love to do some R&B soul.
And why has there been such a gap between your recordings and stuff? What have you been up to?
Well, I lost my love for music after I had a son that passed away, and I lost my love for music then because he was my joy, and he brought a lot to the music for me in my writing. So I just stopped for a while, but now it's coming back. So.
Well, that's great, and it's great to have you back at Southport.
Thank you. Thank
great
you.
to have you back recording. We look
Thank
forward to
you.
hearing it soon.
I can't
Thank
wait.
you for coming.
Thank you so much.